Hello everyone, my name is Dylan. Welcome to the Beyond the Beaker channel. If you're new to this channel, what we do here is a bunch of gun experiments or just gun videos in general. And we do some other stuff, but mostly guns. Today we're going to be answering a niche question of what can the run-of-the-mill air gun penetrate through? A lot of people are under the impression that it's extremely powerful and it's almost the same as a 22. Well, a lot of people are under the impression that it couldn't hurt a fly. Today we're going to put that to the test by seeing how much the .177 cal pellet that this air gun shoots can penetrate through. So we've got a bunch of common household items. We have a roll of masking tape, a bunch of A4 printer papers, 2 flower buds I got from the bush outside, a penny, a rotting lemon, and a roll of toilet paper. Now the gun we have here today is a Daisy Powerline 880. It runs you about $54 at Walmart, very cheap. The pellets can cost you about $3 for 250, and we're going to be using the Daisy pellets in this video. Got them right here. .177 cal, about equivalent to a Spitzer bullet for an actual firearm. It's nothing special about it, just pointed, not hollow point. Okay, so without further ado, let's get right into the experiment. Alright, so I'm not going to waste any time, and before you ask, yes, this is a scrub daddy. I lost the beanbag to the front of the lead sled. We got the Daisy Powerline 880 here. We're going to pump it up to 10 pumps, which is the maximum advertised pump capacity for this air gun. We're not going to go over. So we have a paracord tied up to the trigger here, which we'll use and hide behind the door so we don't hurt ourselves. And we have a backstop just in case any of the bullets get through, which is an old wooden table. Now we're going to prop each of the items up and shoot them from point blank range, which I interpret to be about 2 to 3 feet. We're going to go around 2 feet. All right, let's get right in. Okay, so we're going to start out with paper first, and I'm going to have the slow-mo camera running at about the same position as you see right now. So I decided to move it a little bit closer since we have limited space here, especially the camera angles. It's about 8 inches away from the gun, and we're going to go ahead and fire one pellet off. So I'm going to take the gun off safety, and we're going to get right into it. Now I think you're going to like the results quite a bit. I was actually very surprised by it. So the bullet went completely through. As you can see, there's an exit, there's the entrance. But it kept going, and it had so much energy left that it embedded itself in this wood all the way until it was flush. So that's quite a bit of energy there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it one more time and see if we get a different result. So as you probably noticed from the video and the slow-mo footage, there were paper chunks flying everywhere. There's like bits, paper everywhere. I have to clean up afterwards. But let's check out what happened. Wow. So the pellet actually made it through. That's it. I didn't expect for that to happen. I'm not sure where the pellet went. Yeah, I don't actually wait. So it made a dent right here. It had enough energy to where it could make it about halfway through, and it kind of scales right because, we made a 2x increase in thickness. I'm not exactly sure where the pellet went, but if I do find it, I will show it to you. But wow, that is very surprising. It made it through a lot of paper. So it's about yay thick. I don't think we can fold it again, but you get the basic idea. So we're going to move on to a different item. So I've actually found a way I can make one more fold, and as you can see, it is yay thick now. That's very, very thick. And we got the gun pumped up, and we're going to go ahead and see what happens. I don't think it's going to go through, but we'll see. Okay, so I apologize in advance. The camera got shifted a bit on the regular motion video. Now, as we can see here, the pellet did not make it through. However, there's a very ever so slight bulge on the second layer. but it did have enough energy to make it through that first initial however many layers of sheets that is, and it made it through this leaf right here. And it actually didn't make it through, but it punched quite a bit of a hole right here. Actually, let's see if I can retrieve the pellet. Yeah, there it is. Right there, focus, okay. So there's the pellet. And as you can see, it is quite deformed. Yeah. So we're gonna move on to a different item now. Okay, so I'm not going to be touching any of these items. We have our toilet paper here. Looks like our hit was right there. We got a very clean hole. And it looks like we did not make it through the first half of the toilet paper. But man, did it really punch through there. I might have misspoke. It made it through the first half, but it did not. I don't think it touched. Actually, wait. It grazed it a bit. That pellet that I had might have been it, yeah. So, there's that pellet. But still pretty surprising. You'd be surprised how good that these layers are good at stopping bullets, and even with real guns. You watch any of those gun tubers like Demolition Ranch, he has a bunch of experiments with bullets and stuff like that. So there's a toilet paper. Still quite surprising to me that it was able to have that much of an energy output. So let's move on to the next item and see what happens. So this result was pretty surprising. Tape apparently is very effective at stopping pellets. It's kind of like wood. It went a little bit further than if it were wood, but it's still, I think, all, come on, focus, all those adhesives working to kind of keep this thing as one solid mass and minimizing the air between them that can, for lack of a better word, not hinder the velocity of the bullet. So yeah, pretty effective. It barely made it through a quarter of the tape roll. Still pretty powerful though. Let's move on to the fruits now. Okay, so we're instantly hit by that lemony smell, and from the slow-mo you can pretty much tell already that it's pretty much decimated. I'm not sure which way, actually, yeah. This is the, sorry. That's the entrance. That's the exit. You can see it kind of had enough energy to make those quintessential splits that bullets usually make with high velocity and energy. Let's go ahead and put it long ways and see what happens. Okay, that was a ricochet. So you probably already heard from the video, but there was a huge ricochet. It bounced off this backdrop here, and I think, yeah, that's the lemon juice. It probably didn't have enough energy to make a dent, but it had enough energy to ricochet, and that's the important part, and also the dangerous part, because you got to be very careful. So it looks like we went right on the butt right here. Enter here. Yeah, we got right on the money. So yeah, they went right through, no problem. Lost a bit of energy though, but this fruit ultimately is no issue. So let's get on to the flower buds, and then we'll do the grand finale. So as you can probably see from the slow motion footage, it looks like one of them went flying. I think it was the back one that went flying because the trajectory of the bullet changed. I was trying to make it go through both of them, but I think I should have put them closer in hindsight. But I think one of them just straight exploded, and this one just flew off. And I'm pretty sure, like, somewhere back here, I don't know. I'm not gonna look for it. Let's just blow up this one. So from the video, it was actually really, really cool. So obviously this is like eviscerated now, but from the video, you could kind of see that flower petals, like immature flower petals, scattered everywhere, almost like a cartoon, literally everywhere. So we got some of the husk here, and then you got some of the flower petals over here that just kind of blew out of the back and all over here. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. The slow-mo footage tells more of a story, but yeah, this is absolutely eviscerated. Yeah, we're gonna move on to the Lincoln. So two things I learned. That was probably the craziest thing I've ever seen, and it was probably a good idea to hide behind the door, because this penny absolutely just fragmented everywhere. It exploded, it literally shattered. I did not expect this. I expected it to just dent a little, but it literally just detonated. There's some fragments of it here. I don't know if I can find all of them, but it just went everywhere. Defacing currency also. Before you keyboard warriors go in the chat and try to tell me that it's wrong or illegal, it's not, as long as you don't intend to put it into circulation. But yeah, there's that penny. And I got one more bonus clip for you. Because this is a gun video, why not do a water bottle? And for this one, we're going to use a hollow point, which is a bit different from FMJ. I just want to get as much energy transfer as I can for dramatic effect. So obviously the hydrostatic shock kind of put the bottle like that. The hollow point went all the way through as expected, but I'm surprised it didn't pop the top off first, but whatever, that was very dramatic. So I'm glad you guys joined me today. Obviously we learned that pellet guns are a lot more powerful than people give them credit for. Obviously you can't take down a doe with it, or a buck rather, but you know, you'd be hard pressed to find someone who would enjoy being hit by a pellet. I'm pretty sure it could be embedded in your skull and you wouldn't like it at all. You would have a pretty bad day. But anyways, I appreciate you guys coming today, and as always, be sure to like and subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, issues, tissues, let me know in the comments. If you have anything bad to say, honestly, I don't care, but go ahead and put it there for the time being. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for joining me, and this has been Beyond the Beaker.